Hello everyone, I hope that you're doing okay. Yes, I know it's been a long time since I posted a video on my YouTube channel, so thank you to those of you who reached out that don't follow me on Instagram or aren't friends with me on Facebook, that reached out to ask me how I'm doing. That's really nice to know that you care, and you inspired me to do another video. So where am I now? Well, to recap, my stem cell transplant was December 2021, and so what, I guess 19 months on from that. In terms of myeloma, I'm doing really well. My latest PET scan shows that the disease is still in remission, so there is no signs of active myeloma. Which is actually really good news, because I had a lot of complications getting the myeloma under control pre-transplant, and had to have quite a lot of extra in-hospital chemo called DT pace, which was quite an ordeal actually. And then I moved on to my stem cell transplant. You may remember from a couple of videos afterwards, had a lot of trouble, my bone marrow had a lot of trouble recovering after my transplant, and I spent a lot of months in and out of hospital having transfusions, and that has still been a little bit of an issue. My blood counts have never really got back into normal range. I mean, it can be quite normal, so I'm not too worried. I'm very often neutropenic, which means that my immune system doesn't make enough cells that would naturally fight infection or anything like that. So there's always a risk of infections and picking up things that you don't want, and then ending up in hospital because you can't really fight them off. But I have to say, on that note, I do, touch wood, do really well, and I've only been into A&E a couple of times, and you know, kind of one was COVID and one was flu. So although flu wasn't very nice, I wouldn't recommend it, to be honest with you. It took me 4 weeks to recover. So yes, in general, doing really well, but I am still on treatment, and because of the risk of relapsing so quickly post-transplant, my team wanted to keep me on a treatment regime as opposed to just standard UK maintenance. So I just had the start of my 15th cycle today of KRD, which is carfilzomib, lenalidomide and dexamethasone, the lovely steroids that we all love. So that's been quite challenging. I think one of the reasons I haven't done a video is because, quite frankly, it gets boring always saying that you're tired or you're having a bad day, or actually sometimes it gets really boring explaining to people that, you know, yeah, you look okay, but actually life's really tough. And I think a lot of emphasis is put on the stem cell transplant, and there's a sort of a little bit of a belief that you'll go through everything you're going through, but you'll have this transplant and then you'll get back to kind of living as normal life as sort of possible. And I have really found that not the case, and that's actually been harder for me to get my head round than my initial diagnosis, going through my transplant. You know, to be 15 months on and still not being able to do the things that my friends can do that are the same age as me, or having a busy day and needing 3 days to recover, or having a really bad week, or having bile acid malabsorption, which means that you can't really control your bowels, and that's caused by the lenalidomide drug, and there's not really much you can do about it. You can take this really horrible yucky powder. So there's lots. I'm not going to go into details because this video I do want for my family and friends, and so myeloma patients understand more, family and friends understand less about the drugs. But I think that one of the things that I've found the hardest is also that people around you think that that's it now and you're okay. And I guess if I don't want them to think that, because that makes me feel like I've got to explain, then maybe it's my job to carry on doing these videos and educate people. And so I think that's probably what I'm going to do. So I think it's really important that people understand that this journey doesn't end for us, and there are good days, but there are really, really bad days. And when I'm quiet, that's not because I'm okay and living my life. That's actually because I'm having a really shit time and trying to constantly balance the quantity of drugs over sort of quality of life. And there are decisions that myself and other myeloma patients are making all the time, and they're really, really hard decisions, and life won't be the same again. But that doesn't mean that I'm not absolutely grateful for the fact I'm still here. I've lost friends along the way that didn't make it this far post-transplant, and I think about them all the time. But it's also just a constant reminder that life is short and it changes very, very quickly. So we all must really live our absolute best lives when we are well enough to do it. So it's a constant juggling act, like I said. And yeah, good days, bad days, I don't know. I hope some of you can relate to that. It is a little bit of a tough ride, but it's a ride that we ride nonetheless. And grateful for everything, and friends, family, support, myeloma groups, medical teams, all of that. It doesn't change, but it's still not easy. So yeah, I hope that you've enjoyed that update. I promise I will try to keep updating you a little bit more, and maybe make it a little bit more fun. I don't know. I've tried to keep it as upbeat as possible, but it was just coming home with these bags and bags of more drugs to help with the symptoms that I get more and more and more, and sometimes that just all feels a little overwhelming. So just sharing that knowledge, because sharing is caring, and you can't support me if you don't know what I'm going through. So anyway, all the best, lots of love. Tell me if you like my video and you want me to do more, because I haven't done them for ages. And I'll speak to you soon. Bye.